because of the computer issues. Game 3, we have the countdown coming in, and it's gonna be on Coda. See how this plays out. We've seen both of these players actually play on this map a lot of times. Not really sure what we can take away from that, but let me read a message I just got sent. Alright guys, here we are on Coda. The top left-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player, ByRada. And his opponent, in the bottom right-hand corner, the green Protoss from Exile 5. It is Believe. By the way, guys, if you're on Team Liquid or whatever, please head over to Twitch, and thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are the real champs here. Kappa Kappa. Hopefully, we'll see a phenomenal Game 3, guys. It's the final game of the night. And get your hype caps on, because it's totally a thing everyone has. Hawkeye, you have a hat you put on when you're excited, right? Right? Yeah, he said yes, everyone. Hawkeye, he's got his hype cap on, and here we are in Game 3 of a best-of-3 series. The final game of the night. This is the Lazarus match, and ooh, it could get a little dicey. Very early scout by Believe, saying, you know what, this is possibly my final time in it. He did go pylon first, but he has not done Forge. I don't think yet actually throwing down that Forge. He's normally gone gate into a Forge just to get down a cannon to defend his natural. For now, though, that will allow him to be a little bit more decisive about the taking of his natural base, and he does get a very nice scout with it because of that early pylon, and sees it at pool first, but each time he's seen the pool first, Believe is gone from the Nexus and pretty much defended everything, either having to throw down a pylon to completely wall himself off or something of the sort. Still, he defended, and the early pressure was not able to actually be work for ByRada. ByRada knows exactly what be going down, and hopefully he's going to be able to take his natural base, but the micro Believe is very good. Oh, there it goes down, though. Delays it for about 5 seconds, maybe even a little less. There wasn't actually quite enough minerals. ByRada preemptively did move down, which I think was beautiful from him. There's the Forge from Believe, and actually is going to do a Nexus first Forge fast expand instead of the gate into Nexus or Nexus into gate like we've seen in previous times, and it's gone for a little bit of a wonky wall. We'll see how that actually pans out in the end, if that works or not. I guess I kind of get the idea, but I don't know. You can throw down a gate right there and have a nice one wall off position. Jonah's looking to take a third base right now, and I'm liking that from ByRada. Definitely with the Nexus first, you can make yourself, or you do have the opportunity to be a little bit more greedy, which I always love no matter what. And Believe, not really going to be able to do any aggression for a while here. He's just trying to get up his economy, but he is very, very good about the scouting, which also is something ByRada is. He knows he's got a while, and he's got to be careful about that cannon morphing in just north, but nevertheless, he still will have a nice scout, and sadly, the probe of Believe has to pull back. No tech choice by any means. Oh, the Overlord's actually, it's going to get away, because cannon doesn't shoot that far, but I'm really curious about the tech choice going to be coming up from ByRada, whether he's going to go like Roach again, and that's mainly what we've seen. We've never seen any Muta play. Dark King, you are the real champ here. Of course you are. Never seen any Muta play yet in these games, and I mean, not really a situation where you want to do 3-base off of. Maybe you do that a little bit later as a transition, but I think that would be cool. We've not seen that, and we have not really tested Believe's play versus the Mutas. Them. ByRada, though, definitely does not want to see what happened in the last game go down. He wants to get up a strong economy off the back. He wants to not have to delay his workers, transfer them to another location, whereas really what Believe needs to do, especially with neither player doing early economic damage, at least like very early game cheese-wise, meaning Believe can do a lot of 2-base pushes into his opponent, and even the slightest, whether it be drones being pulled, whatever, is pretty good for him, because generally you need the amount you need to attack is pretty much the amount you need to defend your third base anyways is Protoss, so do it. And there's a Stargate from Believe. I love going Stargate on Coda. I did this for the longest time in PvZ. I actually really enjoyed going Phoenix and then going into Phoenix Colossus. I don't know if that's what we'll see, because Oracles are pretty darn good, but still, both units are good, and actually we may see ByRada scout it, but I just love to see Phoenix clean up Overlords. I always thought that was cool. Ling's of ByRada head across the map. ByRada has amazing map control, and he will get the scout off of that Stargate. Stalker will try to deter it, and funny thing is, I mean, the Overlords will go down. That actually does cut into the larva production. No, sorry, not the larva production, but the larva cycles of ByRada, annoyingly enough, getting that Overlord killed and the other Overlord. But at this point on 3 hatch with 3 queens, you should have enough injects not to really worry about those cycles that much, and just needs to get the drones ready, everything in. And with the Nexus first, yeah, you can do some attacks, but they're very delayed, and that just allows ByRada to get up a phenomenal economy. And there's the decision. Roach Evo Chamber, why not? I love the Evo Chamber is actually a little bit more aggressively placed, albeit not really that aggressive, but it's going to be melee. Did he get Ling speed? No, we did not see any Ling speed out of ByRada. I'm just see how it works out there. See how it works out. There's 8 Lings on the way. I wonder if he doesn't realize he didn't get Ling speed. Wait, was I correct on that? Yeah, he didn't get Ling speed. Strange. Oracle does go in for the scout, does get a beautiful scout. Spore's not quite up, but it will delay that third base just a little bit. Only picks up 1 kill, but pushes the drones off. The same time that Oracle, without going down, still provides the opportunity for sustainable damage, or at least providing a very nice attack avenue for Believe. And Revelation is always good. And there's the metabolic boost. Man, ByRada's got to be kicking himself right here. Maybe he meant to get it this late, but that's a late metabolic boost if you're going to go for a +1 Ling push. Maybe you don't need it, though, against a sentryless player. Believe does have a few sentries he's trying to warp in here, which will be good, but only 3 sentries, and not enough Lings that'll really make that a worry for Believe, saying, okay, I don't quite have enough sentries. They will have to pull back, and now Believe is not had any pressure put on him almost pretty much this entire game, unless you call 8 Lings pressure. And not only that, his Oracle will actually manage to pick up a couple kills here, which is always fun as an Oracle. 4th base is ByRada, does go down. He knows, okay, A, I've not put any damage on. B, I need a better economy. I need to be up in hatches if I want to play this. Takes his 4th base, and in history of ByRada's games, we have seen him a decent amount of the time. He does have a surplus of minerals, maybe going on to like 11, 12 minute mark. He may go for something like a macro hatch to be able to keep up, but Oracle is rebuked right there. And Believe, honestly, as a Protoss player, this is exactly where you want to be, and he will be going for the baguette style, adding on 3 more gates, actually adding on a total of 5 more gates, which will put him up to, I think, like 7-ish or 8. Link is on the way. +1 is just about done. I'd love to see a +2. Yep, there's +2 instantly started right after I said that. So there's going to be a gigantic baguette style, and normally what you see here is the Zerg with Roach or with like Hydras or Lings, whatever, really trying to contest Believe's 3rd base, trying to stop the 3rd base of the Protoss. The entire wall is there, and yet can't do anything. And because of that, this baguette style is going to go 100% undeterred. The macro behind it is going to be great. As you can see, income-wise, like 1,800, 1,900 minerals a minute off 3 base. Currently 61 workers, 61 probes, that is, to 68 drones. And this is only going to go towards the baguette style. Desperately, ByRada is trying to get out his Hydra upgrades. That is Hydra range, which is really good to kind of just outrange the sentries. And for now, I believe holding back. Blink is done. He could move in if he wants to, but he's just trying to provide more photon cannons. Make sure that no crazy run by a little bit later on in the game when he is out on the map could happen, because he did see a swell of early Lings, and he did see actually that they had +1, so that's got to be pretty nerve-wracking to say, okay, you have +1, you're going Lings, I need to be so careful about my walls. A lot of upgrades just about to finish. That is Hydra range and +1 armor, but +2 attack for Believe, sorry, not for Believe, my bad, for ByRada is on the way. And I mean, this is the time for Believe to move in. He's got the forces, he got the composition he wants. 59 army supply of the Protoss to 71 of the Zerg, but when you go in the baguette style, it's all about the blinks and all about when your Oracles can sneak in. Maybe in that top right-hand base you see, it was looking really confident. I'd rather have a Revelation, honestly, on ByRada's main force, if you're going to see something like that, just to have a really nice eye. And ByRada's got a lot of units here, but it comes really down to the positions and how good the blinks are. And oh, beautiful! The hallucinated Phoenix does see this army, and I'd still love to see 1 Phoenix made. Just 1 Phoenix made. You see a little bit of surplus minerals for our Protoss player in the top right-hand corner. 800, 900 minerals and a couple hundred gas. Just, I know it cuts into 1 Stalker. You can start, 1 Phoenix. You can start to kill some Overlords here and there. It's just fun. You know what? It's fun. I play StarCraft because it's fun. Well, ByRada looking in, it's 80 army supply to 80. ByRada actually will go to snipe this Immortal, but actually a small amount of his army. You can see the left-hand side, that small clump of Hydras is out of position, and I'd love to see Believe move in. Sadly, he has to use one of his blinks defensively to get behind, allowing his sentries to go forward kind of awkwardly enough, but all the force fields are beautiful. Completely pushing back the majority of these Hydras. 7 sentries are currently out, and they have so many force fields right here. ByRada does have to retreat off the back of this, and I mean, he could push in again, but I think Believe almost could have got more damage done than he did right there. He had really the possibility, but +2, as you guys can see, is almost done, and the DTs with the main force. Beautiful snipe of the Overseer. The DTs will completely push this back. ByRada is on the retreat. He is falling back. He is on four bases, but it's 68 probes to 77 workers. Yes, that is a worker lead, but 3-base v 3-base, the Protoss is so good, and there is that 4th base, but not quite actually being able to completely mine and capitalize off that. So many Hydras are currently out. That is 32 Hydras, nothing else with that, and that Oracle in the top right, I still want to see Revelation really badly out of it. 30 Lings on the way, desperately just wants to lock down the Blink Stalkers or Sentries, and man, the Concave is beautiful for ByRada. That is 2-1 Hydras, or actually, I take that back, ByRada got +2 for melee. Wait a second, wait, earlier on, ByRada got +2 for melee, and now did his 12 Lings, so I would completely screw everything I've said this entire time about +2 missile, that was ByRada was getting. His Lings have +2. 2-1. While Believe is 2-0, and that is really good. And honestly, yes, the Lings can get us around, but you blink back. Maybe the Lings do force a blink, an offensive or a defensive blink from Believe. But once the Lings do that, they don't do too much unless you can push out a ton. And as you can see in the top right, the person with the mineral is more so Believe. Beautiful Concave by ByRada is ready, and it's going down. We do see an Archon, 2 Archons with his main force. Currently, army supply-wise is 108 to 112, 180 to 180 overall on the top right, and a massive Concave for ByRada does move in, but Zealots and DTs actually go into ByRada's 3rd base and 4th base in the top right-hand corner. DTs and Zealots doing a decent amount of damage. By the way, the Spore Crawler did go down. The Overseers are there by the top right. The Zealots, will they focus it down? Total of 9 kills were attained, and one thing that you always forget about is when these harassments do occur, you can pull your opponent. You can pull your opponent out of position, but actually, sadly, with Believe's army composition, he couldn't really move between the natural, the 3rd base, and the 4th base to be able to get in a better position. That would kind of screw him in a massive Hydra Concave, but now both players are rushing to Believe's side of the map to try to do something. ByRada, currently out on the map, has 54 Hydras. That is so much DPS. Hydras already do 12 damage. I wish they had +1 something. I don't know. They do not, sadly, but they do have all the Hydra upgrades. And the 3rd base is at jeopardy. Believe is going to try to get us around and maybe kill the whole army once and for all. He's got so many mirrors on the top right. You can see he can make a massive Zealot Warp. And there's the blink forward. Was very aggressive, but the Immortals and Sentries are not with his main army, allowing the Hydras actually to focus down so many of these Stalkers. Probes actually being pulled. Believe's looking like he may, or sorry, my bad. ByRada's actually looking like he's doing pretty well right here. Still, eventually loses everything, but kills a total of 24 workers, kills that base, and the Remax isn't that good. There wasn't that much of a bang for ByRada. He tried to expand when he attacked, taking a 4th base because he did lose the base in the top right-hand corner, and now Believe is looking so strong. Storm is on the way. High Templars are coming out, and ByRada is looking like he's in a scary position. Currently only 70, army supply at 112. The Hydras are good, but each time the Stalkers have traded pretty well. It's just so hard to trade against this Stalker Sentry, the baguette quote-unquote style, and it looks like Believe's going to take this. The last of the army being cleaned up. 5 Hydras on the way, 10 Roaches desperately. ByRada trying to push out whatever he can get, but now this 4th base does go down to ByRada, and that's the 4th base. That's the second 4th base to go down. Spine's moving forward. ByRada knows this is his last attempt, and honestly, even though I was saying you don't want to see Game 2 happen again, but Game 2 is off 2 base from Believe, with 2 base all-in. Not even a 2 base all-in, just a 2 base. Whoa, cool, it worked. And now this is a 3 base play. The baguette style works so well off 3 bases, and not only that, but does pull a decent amount of the Hydras out of position. 1 time warp goes down. Sadly, only the Mothership Core. It's not truly for ire. It doesn't pray enough. It doesn't quite have 2 time warps, but 1 time warp does deter the right-hand side of the army of ByRada for a little bit of while. In this force fields, they are good, keeping back the army, sniping whatever units Believe can, but sadly does not have that many force fields here. He does have High Templars, though. These High Templars are equipped with electrical storms. There's the storms that just pulverizes the Hydra forces, bringing them down very low. 11 more Hydras are desperately trying to push themselves out, and 3rd base of ByRada is looking a little bit scared, and there's the Zealot Warp, and this is going to pull the army of ByRada out of position again, and the drones are being completely pulled right here from the natural, and actually technically from the 3rd, but there's nothing at the 3rd, and the Immortals dealing with the drones right-hand side. Stalkers blinking back, and there's not enough for ByRada. You can see 33 workers go down in total in that engagement, and there's the GG Believe! moves on, going 2-1. Believe joins Picasso, the Korean Protoss, in the round of 8 and acquires a nice $25. Woo! Give me a second to get some water. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. This has been the Rival StarCraft 2 League, and that was the final game of the night. For a little recap, Picasso moves out in first place to the round of 8, joined by Believe. I wanted ByRada to do it, but joined by Believe. 2 Protosses will move on. Exile 5. Nice little pickup there on Believe. But ByRada takes 3rd place. Vaisravana takes 4th. But honestly, this entire series tonight, all of them have been amazing. They have been amazing. They have been all best of 3s, and it's gone so back and forth. This has been the Rival StarCraft 2 League, as I mentioned. The Observer, everything is Hawkeye. Guys, please follow if you can. It's not that much. Even if you don't check who's streaming, if you follow, it just supports us, and it really means a lot to the Rival StarCraft 2 League. Hawkeye is, of course, the organizer and observer. We also have, like, Kaboosh, a whole bunch of other amazing people that make this happen. You can find the Rival StarCraft 2 League at RSL SC2. I am DrennoC, that is at DRENNOC on Twitter. Please follow me if you can. It really means a lot. Again, it's at DRENNOC on Twitter. I am DrennoC. This has been the RSL Season 3, Group A of the round of 16. Picasso takes first. Believe takes second. This is the RSL. See ya. And actually just tomorrow for some more StarCraft 2 action.